computer tech, so I can
Techie stuff. Okay, good. Nice shoes.
Yes. Well, that'd probably be handy, wouldn't it? Yeah. All right. If I read too fast, I apologize. I'm a little wired. I just got done playing with a 4-year-old. Let's find something that doesn't suck. Table of contents would have been nice, wouldn't it? This is light. There will be no more hiding. Not from the rhetoric, not from the self-righteousness, not from the lies we tell ourselves. Not from the guilt, not from the pain or from the shame. Not from the anger or the happiness. Not from the us that never was. Not from our definitions of family or love. There will be no more hiding. Not from you, not from myself, not from life. We will be naked and bare, ugly and beautiful, out from under the covers, out of control, and into the light.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a performance piece. You guys don't want me swinging a sledgehammer in here.
Not really. No.
I used to own a bunch of property. I had fun with it.
Sledgehammer? That sounds like a poem right there.
It is, actually.
And it's also a song.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Sledgehammer? No, it is. You're right. I forgot about that song.
Oh, all right. Sorry, unprepared. I came from work after this, and then kid, then this. Half-life. Welcome to the digital age, where man's best friend is internet porn and a woman's only friend is her vibrator. We've traded a heartbeat for an electronic pulse, blips and bleeps in an imagined humanity, forgetting that living means leaving the house, and that sandals and boxer shorts are not formal wear. We live in the information age. Full disclosure is no longer optional. We are sharing information, we are contributing to the death of the self, or are we finally mastering intelligence? There is an epidemic of inaction, entropied progress. The Mobius sloth slides down its own gluttony, into its own gluttony, and I just want to have sex with someone who is still alive. Have you seen the latest episode of Walking Dead or Breaking Bad? Have you looked in the mirror? Reality shows? Whose reality? We are social creatures, and social control is how you keep the pigs in their pen, until it's time to offer us up as a sacrifice at the altar of decadence. We will willingly give them our intelligence, our spirit, for another video game, another TV show that promises a better reality. See it all in HD while we dubstep to our doom, up Jacob's ladder, built out of the 15-minute profits. Sell me another artificially derived addiction masquerading as sustenance, trading them like baseball cards. Tell me how much I need it, need you. Preach it with the fear of the unorthodox on Fox News, while everyone's getting high on your life. Televangelist CEOs sell us the next salvation. The anarchists are screaming, legalize it, and the stoners aren't helping. The half-life of modernization guarantees that if enough of our individuality decays, there ceases to be anything worth calling human. I just had you a moment ago. All right. This one's a bit longer. This is called The Moment. The Japanese girl sits quietly on the pier, gazing out over the water. Her silence and knowing glance says more than either of our languages could ever comprehend. She is beautiful in her hopelessness, and I, dumbstruck in awe of a peace I will never know. She sits behind me squawking with an adolescent banter that must seem dire. Her intensity of voice speaks the same thing I had secretly wished for years, but been too afraid to say. Please pay attention to me. Speak I did for the first time. This awkward message of youthful adoration is not exactly communicated articulately. Her only response is, God, I hate you, please shut up. If I'm already taking risks with my life, then I will not be silenced. For once, I will not back down. You love me, you just don't know it yet. We are inexplicably sat on the very edge of the river, the smell of Texas barbecue intensifying our hunger. Half of our small group is exhausted proving their technical prowess, while I declare that this most manly of feasts must be a competition to prove our testosterone. Why simply dine in San Antonio when you can challenge your friends to a banquet of sauce-laden meats? I declare that he who finishes last or least must surrender his manhood. The balls are on the table tonight. I woke early this morning and slipped quietly out of my bunk. My compatriots were still sleeping off a hangover. I push open the door, hundreds of years my senior, and witness the burgundy sunset of French wine country. Just think, right now I could be mindlessly staring at rolling machinery. I place another valve on the pump, and whir. Hypnotically tighten it down. The sound has become a meditation now. The zen is broken when my radio squeals. The producer has just jumped on the air. The World Trade Center is on fire. I place my wrench slowly down on the table. Confused? We all do. We all are. In a half hour, we will all be sitting around the table, listening to Howard Stern speculate on a horror. We are blinded to the true terror, what it really means, until hours later. Snow continues to flood my windshield as I wind precariously around the bespeckled Alleghenies. The city below, shrouded in early winter light, looks as though the heavens have finally released the weight of the stars to the ground. As I marvel at this, a twinge of fear arises. I may not find shelter tonight. Nonetheless, the road levels out and an exit is offered as salvation. In the midst of planned itineraries, sightseeing, and tourist attractions, I had lost track of time. I am resigned to sleep the night in a Walmart parking lot. When I pull off the exit, however, I am pleased to see the welcoming glow of a mall. There I discover an establishment long since lost to the ether of my youth, and I sit there, eating the 10,000-calorie hot dog. I ponder. This is what life was like when it was simpler, when I thought I knew what it was all about, before I was proven horribly wrong. In the midst of the audacious and elaborate splendor of Florence, I see a sight so simple, and yet so much more a monument to man's unfathomable capacity for love and compassion. A rose, brown and dead, is stuck in a chain-link fence. Attached to it is a small handwritten note that reads, "Kiss her now." I am in her arms, having been told no, and resigned to rejection so many times I told myself that this would never happen. As my lips touch hers, I laugh inside my head. Is this really happening? This is really happening. I hold my breath. I can see him through the window, as I have seen him through the electronic window of my TV for years. As I get closer, this feels less and less real. This is my hero, my God. He has accomplished amazing things and pushed the limits of the human body. Suddenly I am in front of him. He looks up and smiles as he says hello. All of the nervousness, the anxiety disappears when I realize that my God is a man like me. I am terrified. Before me is a discolored, screaming, clawing, misshapen alien creature. My son takes his first breaths of real air. We are all exhausted. His mother looks at me with a look that practically screams, "We did it." I plead, "But we're not done doing it yet, are we?" His gurgles turn into cries, and I know that this is the moment that matters more than any in my life. I will never have a single instant matter any more than this ever will. And while I stare into his bed, I hope he proves me wrong. We have Brian Taylor next.